Here we are, folks. A dream we all dream of. Prince live in Auckland. And here I am, a door cream, slightly bedazzled and hungover from the night before, ready to talk about this amazing tour. Yes, here we are. And I'm just going to make some general notes first. First of all, as you might know, I don't have any photographs from the proceedings because Prince said no cameras, no phones. But I will insert some shots into this video here and there. Alright. Okay, and before I talk about anything, I'll just show you these shots first of all. So there you would have seen the before and after shots. Now what I've done is, first of all I'm just going to talk about the shows in general and the merchandise, and then I'm going to get into the actual shows themselves. First of all, overall thoughts of the show. It was absolutely outstanding. I mean, Prince came, he played, he conquered, and he blew me away. It was really, really good. And first of all, I'm going to talk about merchandise. The merchandise stand was limited. It was down on the ground floor out of 4 floors and wasn't well signposted. Unfortunately, this was not in the merchandise stand. There were 3 different shirts for sale. I bought 2 of them. I couldn't buy 3 because they're at $50 each. They're very, very expensive. The first shirt is the one I'm wearing now, which is pretty cool, and here's the back of it. Hopefully you can see that. Yep. This is the second shirt. I wore this one during the show yesterday, and as you can see, they actually have a nice silky feel to them, but you wear them for too long, especially in this 25 degree sunny weather, they get sweaty very easily. And here's the back of the second shirt. Yep, this is the back, and I mean the front, sorry, and this is the back of it. And the third shirt basically had the piano surrounded by the moon on it. The moon's a big theme of these tour items. Okay, slightly better value. I bought it $15 is this little baby I've got here. There were 3 different posters. This one here, I'm actually going to get this thing framed because I actually really like it. I think this is a great shot. This was actually the image that appeared on the third shirt, the one I didn't buy, except it was in the black and white colour. I also actually saw some bootleg shirts being sold out the front of the venue, and these were just showed the generic piano microphone show image. $20. I didn't buy one, but they looked pretty nasty, and the guy selling them, looked like type of thing that fallen off the back of a truck. Also too, we'll talk about just get out of the way. Realize I'm taping right now. These are the armbands we got. We went in at midday, and it took us half an hour to get everything. This is the armband for the first show. I'm sorry, I did have to cut it off because they were chafing my hands after a while. They were on really tight. And as you can see, that's the 6 PM show, and this is the armband we got for the 10 o'clock show, which is more sort of keeping with his purple image. Okay, let's show you some tickets. Alright. Tickets for the first show looks like this. They're more colourful, they're more jivey looking. Second show were different, they were just your plain yellow backing ones, but as you can see, quite cool looking tickets. Okay, so these are tickets. Getting into the show. Okay, getting into the show was really easy. You could just walk right into the theatre. Just going to read some notes about it. Okay, I noticed there was quite a few differences between the first and second shows people-wise. For the first one, a lot of middle-class looking people, 40 to 65-ish. A few in their 30s, a few hipper looking people, a few fans. Mostly people who basically own Purple Rain, Diamonds and Pearls and wanted to see stuff like that. Okay, there was quite a few tubby people in there, like myself, wearing shirts looking like they worked for the local council or something. Not too many hipsters, wearing, as a Prince would say, mamma jammas and alligator t-shirts. Quite a few goatees. Demographic I noticed too was very, very Caucasian, almost no Māori or Pacific Island people at all coming into the show. And as you can see today, I'm wearing this white shirt. I mean, it hardly brings out my sort of natural Polynesianness at all, does it? But still, the behaviour of the people in the show was really good. I mean, there was a bit of yelling, "I love you, Prince," but there was nothing crazy. There was no one trying to bum rush the stage or anything. I mean, when I get to talk about the second show, you'll understand. Okay, basically, I think a lot of these people had jobs to go to. Now, let's get into the show, what you want to hear. Okay, the first show, I have to say straight away, the first show was not as good as the second show. And pretty much I'm going to say what's on my reviews, which are on Prince Org, which are under the concerts thread. Okay, the first show. First of all, the show was About 20 minutes later than starting. The doors didn't open until 6:30, which was the start time. Okay, we came out, went in there. The stage got dark and about 5 minutes of classical music started playing. It was hard to say what it was, but it sounded a lot like Bach, Rachmaninoff type stuff, really old stuff, you know what I mean. Basically, my idea of classical music is something from the time of Little Richard and Louis Jordan. But anyway, then the stage darkened and the silhouette came out with Prince standing there. There was purple backlight holding his cane. He kind of looked a bit like, as my friend Luss said, like Willy Wonka. Prince came out and he basically launched straight into I Would Die For You. So I thought, yeah, you know, Purple Rain, we're playing it real safe here. Okay, he moved into Baby I'm a Star, and he changes the line from take a picture, baby, to take no pictures. You know, and then he says, hello, New Zealand, I am Prince. And then he played the Little Red Corvette, which was amazing, and I couldn't believe it. He started playing Dirty Mind. He's saying all the choruses, doing all the oohings and ahings and suspirations. So obviously, he's still got a hang up about, you know, saying fuck on stage, but he's got no hang up about singing about sex. And then he moved into that, and he went into back into the Little Red Corvette, which was great. He then said, hello, Auckland, you know, I'm Prince, blah, blah, blah. He did Take Me With You, which was really great. He had real massive crowd interaction. And by this stage, he was holding out the microphone, making people sing choruses. It was really cool. Then he did I Feel For You, and that was amazing. He just did it with a real Prince rather than Shaka Khan style. A lot of people didn't know actually it's a Prince song, not a Shaka Khan song. Shaka Khan just recorded it. And then he moved into Controversy, and Controversy was amazing. He, you know, whenever Prince plays Controversy, you know you're in for something good. He can really play that song. Okay, you're probably sick of looking at my ugly mug, so I'll just show you this while I'm talking. But I have to refer to my notes though, because I haven't memorized the set list yet. Okay, I'm recording this a little later than I usually do. Normally I record about 10 to 12 in the morning, but it's actually now 4:30 in the afternoon. I didn't even wake up till 12:30 today, and it is midsummer here in New Zealand. Well, late summer. It's very light and bright. It's a clear day outside. It's 27 degrees with about 99% humidity, so you know we're not going to get darkness today. Okay, so where was I? And then he walked into Rough Enough, and he talked about that, and then after he did Rough Enough, he talked about his father, got him into music, then his father before him. And then he played a very long and beautiful Condition of the Heart, Thanks to the Country, which became Noon Rendezvous, which was really, really good. He played that song, and he actually sounded like, you know, baby, take me to bed with you, and the girls were all screaming their heads off, you know. Then he did The Most Beautiful Girl in the World, and that got a huge audience reaction, and again, there was audience participation. We were singing the lines. He did Forever in My Life. I thought, oh wow, I love it when he plays Sign of the Times material, but this is nothing next to the next show. Then he did Rock and Roll Love Affair, which was great. The audience went silent because they didn't really know the song, but after a while he taught them, and everyone was singing Rock, Rock, Love Affair by the end of it. And then it's only an hour into the show and he leaves the stage and everyone's curious. I'm like, oh no, this is not Melbourne's first show. But then 2 minutes later he comes back. We knew it wasn't serious because the Psychedelic Light Show, which is something in itself, was still playing. And he comes out and he sings the breakdown, and then it really ramps up the falsetto. I mean, I'm amazed at his range. It's like Sly Stone meets Al Green and Stevie Wonder with a bit of sort of prepubescent Michael Jackson pipes being coming in there, basically. He plays the opening chords to The Question of You, and you think you're going to get that song, but then it rolls into Pop Life, and again, this is a song the audience knows here. I mean, some of these songs were massive hits here in New Zealand. And then he plays the main part of Black Muse, and no one's really heard that song, but few of us have, and then people still get into it anyway, but he decides to change it to Girls and Boys. Again, there's massive audience participation. You know, it was good he's playing so much Parade Sign. The lights come on again, and he performs Cream. And as you know, I mean, you know how I feel about the song Cream, and he was letting us sing the most of it, making us repeat lines. Several times he needs to hear, come on. And he says, come on, you can sing it louder than that. Come on, sing it again. What is it? You're filthy cute and baby, you know it. And the whole time he's talking about how music is therapy and that you should go take a look in the mirror because the most beautiful thing coming out of it is you. And music can help you get rid of the stresses of the day. It was almost like Lionel Richie's piano talk 2 years ago. And then after he does that, he moves into Thieves in the Temple with bits of It mashed into it. You know, the It song from Sign of the Times, and that's amazing. He plays all the Thieves of the Temple. He plays a short and Purple Rain, but all the main bits, and then everyone is just screaming and loving it. And then Prince enjoys the adulation of it too, and he leaves the stage again. And then 2 minutes later, he re-emerges. Out he comes. He plays Raspberry Beret. Here's a look at the CD, guys. So that's the main cover picture. It almost looks quite creepy there. You know, it looks like Blackula mixed with Grace Jones and Phil Spector on a bad hair day, but oh well. And he starts playing Starfish and Coffee after Raspberry Parade, and he sings the first half of Paisley Park, and we're like, what the? And then he plays half of Black Sweat. And how about this? I've always said Black Sweat was the successor to Cream. I mean, it's like Cream Kiss, and Black Sweat, he does it. It's amazing. And then he leaves the stage again. He re-emerges 3 minutes later. He lies on the piano saying, we're going to be here all right, Auckland. Am I your friend? To which everyone shrieks yes. He plays a much extended version of Nothing Compares to You, and we just love it. Then Prince picks up his cane, bows, blows kisses, says, I love you, New Zealand. He leaves the stage. It's 8:45. We've had 2 hours of true greatness. Now, the audience in the show were really civilized, really dignified. I mean, there was a few girls shouting, I love you, Prince! And then Prince was like smiling the whole way through, and he was doing a hot foot sequence, and the show ended quite respectably. Now, my views of the show, I was standing way up in the gods, as I call it, way up in the gallery, about 50 feet above the stage, staring directly down the centre there. The thing about the venue, no pillars, nothing blocking the views, great views of Prince, heavily stepped seats, so even if some mamma jammer came in with like a 3-foot high afro, you could still see the stage, and it was a great show. Now, because these videos are dragging on, I'm going to have to cut the second show into a new video. So I'm going to end this video here, and then I'm just basically going to go straight into cutting the second show into a new video, and I'm going to upload them together. But anyway, that was the first show. I have to say, I really want you to watch the second show video, because I actually consider the second show was better than the first show. But still, I'm going to have to rate it, and I think a 10 being absolute perfection, and a 0 being terrible, 5 being average, I'm going to give this show an 8. I mean, I still think, it was just a bit too much crowd-pleasing Purple Rain era stuff, and he did adventurize it a bit. I mean, he put in a couple of really good songs, but, this is just standard crowd-pleasing Prince, and I mean, when I walked out of it, though, I probably would have given it a 10, but when you hear me, what I have to say about the second show, you probably understand why I gave this one a slightly lower mark, but still, this is a good show, and even if I'd only seen this show, I still would have been happy. But yeah, this was definitely a show, and the Herald reviewed and said it was a great show. And yeah, so that's a door cream talking about Prince's first New Zealand show. Now I'm going to talk about the second.